Hey guys, welcome to my top 5 tips for new players in Tarkov in the patch 0.15. This patch just wiped the game about, it's been like a month and a half, 2 months now, I think. There's a lot of new things that were added to the game that can help progress you even faster than before. In this video, I'll be covering the top 5 things that I think are helpful for new players coming into this patch. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to talk about the new trader Ref. Ref was added late last wipe, but was actually implemented this wipe. And what I mean by implemented is last wipe he was put in, but you didn't really have enough time to level him up and see what he was actually capable of. This wipe you do. He starts out at level 1, and this trader is basically all about arena. These GP coins, you can get them in game, but you can also get them a lot faster in arena. These Lega medals that he trades for as well, he trades for Lega medals for bigger items. Like if you look at level 3, 2 Lega medals for a weapons case, 2 Lega medals for an items case, right? This trader is busted. He's so strong. This key is on woods. It's kind of mid. I'll pop up a picture of it here. There's some okay spawns in there. You can get some guns, some armor. I've gotten like a Bitcoin in there, that kind of stuff. It's okay. Level 2, you get some better stuff. Like you get an SR25 that's pretty modded out that you can use. The M4 that's pretty modded out that you can use. All of this stuff is for GP coins. And then you have the Grumpy's Hideout key for Lega Metal. This one is a little bit better. You get better tier armor and that kind of stuff, and you have a little bit better chance of getting a weapon in this one. Still not great. It's still okay if you're hurting for armor or weapons early on. It's not bad. You can make a little bit of money off it. It's not bad. Then you get into tier 3. This is where it starts to get a little ridiculous. Okay? If you have the time, and I would recommend playing Arena this wipe to begin with, because the skills, like your endurance, strength, all that kind of stuff, comes over from Arena, as well as your XP, and you get a lot of XP from Arena. All of that stuff transfers over. So, I would recommend checking out Arena. I know a lot of people don't enjoy it, whatever. It helps your progression in regular Tarkov as well, especially getting you those GP coins and these Lega medals. For level 3, you get a bunch of good stuff. Okay, you get like modded AKs, modded M4s, modded MK16s, most importantly the RSAS. You get some good armors, some ULAC helmet, and then like I said, the items case and the weapons case. This key is where it starts to get interesting. This key is a little busted right now. It's very good. I'll pop up a picture of this one as well. This one is on Shoreline. It's at the power station. This one is busted for the sole reason of LEDXs and GPUs. The LEDX and GPU spawn in this room is insane. One of my friends used 5 uses of this key and got 3 LEDXs, 2 GPUs, and a Bitcoin. It's... I don't know what they did with this, but it is very strong. Level 4, I don't have level 4 yet, so I'll pop up a picture of what level 4 has to offer. And then he also has a key, but no one really knows what's in it right now. I don't think there's anyone that has level 4 ref yet. So no one really knows what's in it, but... it is very good, from what I've heard from people from last wipe. So it is very good. That's going to cover it for ref. This trader is extremely overpowered right now. Abuse it while you can. Trust me, I'm almost positive this shit's going to get nerfed because it is insanely strong. You get a ton of progression really, really fast, and you also get a bunch of access to really good armors and weapons really, really fast. With that said, move on to number 4. Number 4 for my new player top 5 tips is going to be your settings. When you open Tarkov, it's going to auto set all your settings. You're also going to have default keybinds. For default keybinds, there's some that you can change here and there. I only change a few of them. I know some people recommend a lot, like you can change your leaning to like side buttons on your mouse, that kind of stuff, so you don't have to let go of your different buttons on your keyboard. Same thing with like ADSing, all that kind of stuff. I personally, for where is it? Change scope zoom and all that kind of stuff. It says, oh, this is the variable zoom. Sorry. Where is it? Like my hold breath is a button on the side of my mouse. Show you guys. I use one of the mice. It's an MMO mouse with 12 buttons on the side. So I have a lot more options in terms of what I can use. Like I have my zoom in, my shoulder switch, my hold breath. I also have some alternate keys for leaning and that kind of stuff. What I would recommend everyone change, and I mean everyone, is this, where is it? Where'd it go? There it is. For your keybinds or your hotbar binds. This is going to be specifically for meds. For me, I have 4, which I usually put my heals on, like Salewas, IFAX, AI2s, whatever. I have 5, which I usually put painkillers on. Then I have 6 and 6. Now you might be wondering, why do you have the same button press on 2 different slots? Well, you have one that's on press, and so when you press that key, it'll do whatever item you have in slot 6. And then when you release, it'll do whatever action you have in slot 7. For this, I use my heavy bleed and light bleed. So I always carry like a Calic or an S-March or whatever and put it on my slot 6. So when I press, it'll use the heavy bleed and stop the heavy bleed first if I have one. Then on the release, I'll put a bandage in slot 7. So if I don't have a heavy bleed, it'll heal the light bleed instead of using the heavy bleed. This is really helpful in a pinch. You won't really notice it all that much. It's just ease of mind, and it's very helpful when you're focused on other stuff and you don't have time to look at, oh, I need to heal heavy bleed, oh, I need to heal light bleed. If you notice you have a bleed, you hit 6 and it'll heal whatever it is. It doesn't matter. The next one that a lot of people like to do is for weapon malfunctions. I personally don't have this on just because, I don't know, I tried it before and I had issues with it, but it does work. You can put it to inspect on L as press, and fix malfunction, which is somewhere else on here. I don't know where it is. Here it is. Fix malfunction or check chamber is left shift plus T. You can change that to L release. You can do the same thing with that. You just press it until your guy finishes checking the malfunction, and then you release it and he fixes the malfunction, because you have to look at it before you can fix it. The other settings that I would recommend playing with is your graphic settings. You can look up everywhere, look up best settings for Escape from Tarkov. No. Everyone's PC is different. Play with your settings, find one that works for you. As far as post effects go, this is what I personally play with. It's personal preference. You're not going to have post effects that turn you into a wall hacking god. That's just not how it works. Play with it, see what you like, and move on from there. Next, let's move into number 3. Number 3 on my list is going to be the Hideout. Hideout is a lot more useful than some people think. It is a money sink. It is a time sink. There's a lot of things in the Hideout that aren't necessarily worth doing. But there's a lot of things in the Hideout that can help you. If you have the Unheard edition, you will start with the Cultist Circle. This is new this wipe. The Cultist Circle is super helpful. Like for this one, I put 5 Slim Diaries in this Cultist Circle, and we'll take a look at what I get. Get a level 6 plate. Okay, you can get some pretty good stuff. If you pass a certain threshold of money put into the cult circle, you have a chance to get quest items out of it. It's very nice. I'm not going to do this just for the sake of time, but usually right now the kind of meta is to put either 5 SSDs, 5 SAS drives, or 5 slim diaries, and you have a pretty good chance of getting quest items from it. The ones that I would recommend sinking time and money into is going to be your workbench, your laboratory, med station, and nutrition unit. Nutrition unit, you can kind of go without, but the med station, workbench, and laboratory are going to be insanely helpful. For these, you are going to have to upgrade illumination, vents, security, generator, all that stuff, but it is worth it in the long run. For workbench, there's items that you get from Arena, which we covered earlier, that are kind of like locked cases, like these. You have to have workbench level 3, I believe, to unlock them. It's either level 3 or level 2, I'm not sure. I don't remember, but you have to have it to unlock these. As well as you can craft certain quest items in here, like wires or gas analyzers if you still need those, printed circuit boards, all that good stuff. You can craft those and they come out as found in raid, which a lot of the quest items that you need have to be found in raid. Same with the laboratory. This is the big one for laboratory, is the ice cream cones, or the 60 round mags for the 545 AKs. These ones usually hold a lot of people up, so if you get your laboratory to, I believe it has to be level 3 to craft these, then you can get those, as well as like black rocks, you need some found in raid for quests. For textile, you need corduras and ripstops. Hoses, you need a lot of these. All that good stuff. You can also craft like cases and all that stuff in here. It's just very helpful to level up certain things in your hideout. The ones that I wouldn't really recommend putting much time into is shooting range. You can if you want to practice and that kind of stuff, but in my personal opinion, if you want to practice and you want to get down with a gun, now that they have customization in Arena where you can customize your own gun, build a gun in Arena, try it out, see how you like it, practice. Shooting range is fun, don't get me wrong. It's easy to go in, try out a gun that you picked up off of somebody and then just go into raid with it. But it's a lot of materials. I'll show you here. It's a lot of materials. These specifically, the emoters, 176,000 right now. So it's a lot of money, it's a lot of materials. Just hold off on it for now until you kind of get into the swing of things. Other one is going to be Intelligence Center. Not really important. It reduces your scav cooldown, which is the biggest thing that it does right off rip. Again, sure, if you want to run your scav more, go ahead. Weapon rack is actually pretty helpful. I just haven't done this one yet because I personally don't care right now. Then same thing with gear rack and Hall of Fame. They're both basically same story. They're helpful, but I personally just don't care right now. Gym is nice because you can train for endurance and strength, which are going to be two of your main skills up here. Endurance is your stamina bar, strength is how much weight you can carry. It's helpful. It doesn't give you much, to be honest, but it is helpful if you have a little bit of extra money. With that, let's go on to number 2. Coming in at number 2 is going to be knowing what you need for your quests. Now, the quests and what you need to do for them and what items you need to collect is going to be vastly different between every quest. You'll have certain areas, like right now, if you look at my quests, we'll go down here. As you can see, I have a million Streets of Tarkov quests. I have a few shoreline, a few reserve, a few lighthouse, some factory, and then a bunch of any locations. You'll have quests kind of like overlap where you can go on the same map and get multiple quests done, but knowing what you need to do for these quests is very important. The Tarkov wiki will be your best friend. You can get maps, like pull up different maps of each location. You can pull up quests and what you need, what keys you need, what items you need. You can pull up different like modifications on what you can put on each weapon. You can pull up trade barters. You can pull up a lot of stuff on the wiki. The wiki is going to be your best friend. It's still my best friend, and I have 3,100 hours. It is still my best friend. I forget, right? I don't know what I need to do for a quest every once in a while. Oh, I forgot what this quest does because I haven't done it in 6 months. So it's very helpful to have that up on your other monitor, or just look at it before raid and say, okay, I'm on this quest. I need to go to this room on Shoreline to pick up this item. It's very helpful. With that, let's move on to number one. Number one for the top 5 helpful tips for newer players in patch 0.5 is going to be locations. Now, one of the questions that I get the most from new players is, what map should I learn? As you can see, there is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 maps available to play. Terminal is not available right now. There's currently 10 maps available to play. So you're going to look at all of them and be like, oh, Shoreline, that sounds like a beach map interchange. It's like a mall. Like, you can see pictures here, customs, that looks kind of like a train yard, you know, like there's all sorts of stuff. Okay. Everyone is always confused about what map to start on, what map should I learn, what map has the best loot, all that kind of stuff. And my answer to that is, for one, whichever one you like. Right? The purpose of the game is to have fun. Okay? Bottom line, purpose of the game is to have fun. Now, if you want to get quests and you want to progress in the game, my personal opinion on what map you should learn first is customs. And a lot of people will tell you the same thing. Customs is going to be the one that you want to learn first. Some people will say woods. Some people will say shoreline. Some people will say factory. Okay, there's so many different answers you can get from this. My personal opinion is customs. Why? A lot of your early game quests are going to come from customs. A lot of your other early game quests are also going to come from woods, so if you wanted to choose woods, that's okay too. But a lot of your quests that are going to take you a little bit more time to get done are going to come from customs. So I would recommend learning customs first, as well as the fact that there's actually some pretty good loot on customs. It's not bad. There's some good locked rooms on customs. You got dorms 214, 204. They're both safe rooms, right? You got some pretty decent loot on customs. With that being said, again, choose whichever one you like. The only one that obviously you probably won't be able to learn all that easily is the lab, because you need to have one of these access key cards to get in. And they're not cheap. They're about 130k a pop or something, somewhere around there. They're not cheap. Just choose whatever map you like. If you like more CQB, learn factory. If you like more sniping, woods or shoreline might be more your style. And if you like just kind of crossing paths with PMCs here and there, mid-range engagements, customs would be nice for you. Just choose whatever you like, honestly. You can get loot on pretty much every map. You can get PvP on pretty much every map. There's bosses on just about every map nowadays. Just choose one that you like and learn it. With that being said, I appreciate you guys sticking around for this top 5 beginner tips for Tarkov in patch 0.15. If you did enjoy, make sure you drop a like, drop a sub, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.